Today was Apple's September event, and it was crazy. It was filled to the brim with technology and innovation and magical things that Apple does, but this was unlike a lot of things, and it's one of the first events in a long time that's actually kind of really hyped me up. So, with that all being said, I'm going to run you through my impressions of the entire event, starting with Apple Watch. So, Apple Watch, there were 3 watches that were announced. The Apple Watch Series 8, the Apple Watch SE, and the Apple Watch Ultra. Now, the Apple Watch Series 8, it's just a refreshed 7, and it's more geared towards women with the ability that it has to track temperature while also having car crash detection, falling detection, and better emergency signal detection. So for me, that more stood out as an upgraded Series 7. Nothing wrong with it. Honestly, if it keeps getting upgraded, the better it is for us. And then the updated Apple Watch SE, the Apple Watch SE on the other hand, that's more the Apple Watch Series 4, except with the SE branding. I know there is a little bit minor differences here and there, but the biggest one, that is Apple Watch Ultra. Now, the Apple Watch Ultra is very cool because it is loaded with features. There's a lot of really cool new things, hiking, trails, a dedicated button, new screen, new design, more rugged buttons to press with gloves on. There is a lot of new things with the Ultra. The couple things I'm wondering is, how would it compare to a Series 8 as far as terms of activity? I obviously know that the battery life is going to be a little bit better on the Ultra, but I just would want to see how they compare over time, especially with the Apple Watch Series 8, being the standard for such a long time. I would like to see how that compares to the Ultra in terms of is the Ultra going to replace the average Apple Watch user? As far as athletes go, are they going to stick with the 8 or are they going to go with the Ultra? If they choose one, why is that a thing? I can understand, swimming and hiking, but, like a soccer player, a basketball player, would they choose the Ultra or would they choose the normal Series 8? I'm not sure, and I would be looking forward to figuring out, the type of consumer that buys it. I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of like the Pro series, how people just buy the Pro. But I think with the Apple Watch, it's going to be a little bit more thought out because it's such an expensive purchase, and I don't think a lot of people would want to spend $800 on a watch. But I'm looking forward to see how that comes about. Prices for the Apple Watch. The SE is $249, Series 8 is $399 and $499, and then the Apple Watch Ultra is $800, which is, that's a lot of money. Okay, so next up, we have AirPods Pro 2nd generation. Kind of a mouthful. It's really cool how they use the Face ID scanner to see how you can hear spatial audio better. So they're going to use their IR blasters to basically scan even more of your face to ensure that you have the best sound. I'm curious to see if there would be any difference at all, but we'll have to wait and find out for the reviews. Another cool thing is the H2 chip. That means there's going to be a little bit better battery life. The speakers on the case, that is something new and really cool. Also, you can charge it with your Apple Watch Puck now. That is really interesting because you can use MagSafe and the Apple Watch Puck. I think that's a really fantastic combo, especially for people that don't want to have an extra, wireless charger. You can just stick it on while you're wearing your watch, or, that little MagSafe Duo thing is going to be in a lot of handy now, especially, being able to charge it with the little puck. But other than that, AirPods, we've had them for a long time. You got a little small ear tip, they're there. We've been through them. Yeah. Oh, price. Apple AirPods 2 are $250. So that's cool. I'm going to call them AirPods 2, but they're Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation. Anyways, now comes the iPhone, the most exciting thing at this event. So iPhone prices are the same. $799 for the iPhone 14, $899 for the 14 Plus, $999 for the 14 Pro, and $1,099 for the 14 Pro Max. So let's start with the 14. The 14 is a carbon copy of the 13 Pros from last year, except with an aluminum build instead of the stainless steel glass, fancier build that the 13 has. Because, it has the same 15 processor, it has, good cameras, it does have, updated things, it has a plethora of other things as well that the 13 Pro did, but now it's just on the 14. There is no LiDAR, and there's only 2 cameras, so that is worth noting. But, everything else is honestly identical. Oh, for both models, though, they don't have a SIM card tray. It's only eSIM. So that's going to be interesting because I know, especially people that just buy the phones to use them, they're going to want to know, where's my SIM card tray? So I think, as far as the majority goes, they might kind of find that a little bit shocking and kind of like weird because we're all used to a normal SIM card. But the people like you watching this video and myself, we're just like, oh, eSIM, great. But I think, the majority of the population is going to be like, oh, why do I not need that anymore? But I mean, other than that, it's really not a big problem at all. But that's the 14 in a nutshell. And then the 14 Pro Max, that's the thing I'm most excited about. I mean, obviously, other than the Apple Watch Ultra, the 14 Pro Max, they have the pill-shaped cutout, which they are calling the dynamic island. And I think that's honestly fascinating because of, how it works so well with the software. I think a lot of us were skeptical because it's just kind of like there in the middle. But what they were able to do with it and make it integrate so well with like daily tasks and routines, like you can see they push down like where your apps go a little bit for that dynamic island. So I think Apple saved the memes and actually replaced it with functionality, which is, weird considering we went from a notch, but, the fact they're able to, put functionality into something that you use pretty much. It's going to be at the top, so it's going to be out of your way. It's on the side, so you're not going to see it that much. I'm really interested to see how the content goes around that because, how you can expand the screen now, it goes on the notch. But is the content just going to be playing on the sliver of pixels above? Is it? I'm assuming so, but we'll find out when the reviews come out. Other than that, we have a 48 megapixel main shooter, which is a massive update to the cameras. Also, cinematic mode is now 4K, so that's great. But I think the standout is the dynamic island and the Apple Watch Ultra. That's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, obviously, there's better color, better brightness, better this, new way to take photos, and all of that. I'm looking forward to see how the dynamic actually plays out. And furthermore, to see how, useful it can be and how good developers make it. But with that all being said, those are my thoughts on the event today. I think it was a fantastic event, and honestly, I think Apple knocked it out of the park. But let me know what you think. Let me know down below. Let me know what you think of the new intro too. But let me know what you think about Apple's event today, and if you're going to be picking up any new products. If you do, let me know down below, and hopefully, maybe soon, if I get some more revenue, I'll be able to buy some products and review them for you. But with that all being said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.